remember the episode where Ash takes Pikachu up a mountain and God asks Ash to sacrifice Pikachu to him, but he says, no, I can't do that. But he's gonna, but then God is like, no, JK, you keep Pikachu.
All right, who's ready to get boned tonight, baby? It's To Kill A Delibird. Welcome back to the
intro
pod.
like that.
Yes, I can. I absolutely
and
can.
he did.
Welcome back to the podcast where we watching Pokemon Indigo League. We're getting really close to the end, though. Today we're looking at 2 episodes. We're looking at the Ancient Puzzle of Pokemopolis, as well as Bad to the Bone. Bad to the Bone. As always, I'm Kellan. I'm here. I'm the Pokemon guy, the one who knows Pokemon at all. And joined with me, as always,
joined with you like a Siamese twin who cannot escape the fate and does not have the Pokemon knowledge despite sharing a stomach, is Graham.
Graham, how you doing?
I'm good. How's it going?
It's going.
So I'm the one that tries to bring the literature vibe, but honestly, that's more manga and trash and video games. Yes.
And I know Pokemon.
That's the only thing you know. Everything about Pokemon.
And 4 movies, approximately.
Yeah, we figure you have seen Mike Myers' Cat in the Hat.
Yeah.
And that's it. Just that.
Mrs. Doubtfire, Mr. Bean's Holiday, Spinal Tap. Those are the movies I've seen.
Right. Well, nerd updates. Let's do it, right? You know, we like to talk about things we've played, review. Let's do a live review. TCAD reviews. F099.
It's wild, man.
Yeah, I heard you played it. I've been playing it a bit. Okay, so Nintendo has released F099 on the Switch, which is a 99-player F-Zero. F-Zero being the classic Super Nintendo futuristic racing game. It's where Captain Falcon is from, for you Smash Brothers fiends.
Falcon Punch!
So what's your experience with the 99 series? Did you play the others?
I played the shit out of Tetris 99 until I won a game, and then I just
Ooh,
stopped completely.
I don't think I ever won a game.
It took me like 450 games.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's impressive. Tetris 99 was sweet. And then the one I played the most was actually Pac-Man 99.
I played that just a little bit.
I got second multiple times, but never first.
It didn't grab me like Tetris did.
Did you get in a Pac-Man, like in any version of Pac-Man?
I played a fair amount of Pac-Man in my youth.
Oh, I'm surprised it didn't grab you then. I thought it was pretty intoxicating. I remember getting pretty sucked into that.
It was
And then there was the short-lived Super Mario 35.
Mario's dead, everybody.
Pretty good, but but then they pulled it.
Yeah, they're pulling Pac-Man 99 too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well,
but that's not because of a limited release, just because no one's fucking playing it anymore.
That's just like I played it when it came out. That's not a game that can go. Okay,
No.
so now the one is F090. You got 99 racers on the same track. It's ridiculous. Like, it's fun
absurd.
though. One thing that's really cool is this whole rival system. So you're like paired with 4 people who are your same rank, and then at the end you rank up or down based on how you've done against them. And it's a cool way of like giving you dopamine hits when, like, let's face it, you're not gonna place well.
Yeah, I have no idea how to do better. Like, I don't.
F-Zero's hard.
Know.
F-Zero's a hard game. Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm playing pretty well, but I consistently cannot get past like 30th. Like, how the hell are these people going so much faster? I don't understand.
Yeah, I've tapped out at, I think 36th is the highest I've placed so far.
I got
and I played
but that's
a fair amount of F-Zero when I was a kid, but that's the thing with competitive games. Like, you think you're like decent, you're not. If you're not playing
how are
against
people
other
physically
people.
better?
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
Well, who do you play as?
I've been kind of rotating through trying to figure out which one's the best one, but I think I'm sticking to the I don't know the names of them. The one that goes the fastest.
The Pink Stingray?
Yeah.
I think that's actually the best.
It is the highest top speed. So
yeah. I seem
just
to
has,
remember
bad
that even from
recovery.
back in the day, that being the best. Once you've like kind of figured out how to play a bit. The Blue Falcon is like the get started. Baby's first sci-fi racer, bounty hunter extraordinaire. I just like the vibes of F-Zero though. The music and the setting. Yeah.
And the speed, baby.
The future, racing, and money are the only things that matter.
Would you say it's fast and furious?
No, I don't get a lot of fury.
Dang.
It's fast and chill.
I don't think
Doesn't
that would
that
sell as well.
soundtrack go so hard though?
Oh, it's great.
It's like this like sci-fi Eurobeat mix up, and it's like, how did they get that out of the Super Nintendo chip? It's
Very carefully.
incredible. Yeah, very careful.
Yeah.
They asked nicely.
Yeah.
All right. So this week, one of our episodes is episode 74, The Ancient Puzzle of Pokemopolis.
Beautiful
Now,
name.
yes, exactly. And now this features spoilers because we'll for a short time we'll get into it. This features an ancient civilization, Pokemopolis, which gets destroyed. It's like been destroyed in the past. They don't explicitly say what happened. They have theories. Now you're probably going to correct me. No, they say what happened. They have a theory. It's not fully fleshed out. Okay. Okay. They present a theory. There's good evidence, but I'd like to present the competing theories in the Pokemon world for why Pokemopolis was destroyed. I've consulted with the expert archaeologists in Kanto, compiled a bunch of papers, peer review. These are the top 10 leading theories for why, how, what exactly happened, resulting in Pokemopolis' utter destruction. Are you with me?
I'm with you. Every step of the way.
Every step of the way.
Every step of the way.
The first step. Number 10. Why was Pokemopolis destroyed? A really mean pot of chili. It was brutal, man.
It caused what? A massive noxious gas cloud or what?
Just like instant diarrhea
Knocked
of the
everybody
whole
out.
town.
And everyone just spontaneously like diarrheaed themselves and died.
It's why there's actually laws in Kanto about restrictions on the size of a chili potluck. You cannot have a whole civilization go to one chili potluck because of the theories around Pokemopolis.
It's like when like how pilots can't eat the same meal
Exactly.
on the airplane. In case one of them is bad.
Civilizations can't show up to the same chili potluck. Exactly. All right. Number 9. They built a roof for their temple from the inside and forgot to make a door. Just trapped themselves in. What do we do now?
Drake? Where's the door?
Drake. You think Drake was the name you went to?
You not know that meme?
No, I don't. What is it?
Drake, where's the door? Oh my god.
I thought is this about Drake the singer?
No.
Oh.
I'm sending you the original.
Is this a Zoomer meme? Educate
still.
me.
No. Oh my god. It's a still from the show Drake and Josh.
See, I don't even know Drake and Josh. What the hell is this?
They build the treehouse from the inside out, and Drake didn't put the door on.
Well, there you go, folks. A Zoomer meme.
They're stuck in the treehouse.
All the Zoomers out there are like, you idiot. It's Drake and Josh. What the hell is Drake and Josh?
It's like a mid 2000s show. It would
Okay.
have been around when you were older.
I missed that. I don't know it. Fascinating.
I gotta find like the really good.
Because
one.
when you said Drake, I thought you were talking about hot cell phone.
Hotline Bling.
Used to call me on my cell phone. Yeah, whatever that's called. I was gonna say Hotline Miami.
Okay, here's my favorite one. I'll put it up on the video version for y'all at home. This is my favorite "Where's the door" meme.
So it's a picture of one of them is a Roman centurion. They're in front of what appears to be the grave of Christ. And he goes, Drake, what? Where is the body of Christ? Drake and Josh.jpg. Oh, man.
It's such a good
biblical
meme.
memes.
Oh, man. Anyway, yeah, they built a roof on it. Funny stuff.
Yeah,
Great, good job.
Well, that really got you thinking and me learning. So, okay. Number 8.
This podcast is nothing if not educational.
Number 8. They said they preferred the later seasons of Game of Thrones.
Oh, that's
what a sin.
treasonous.
What a sin.
Treason.
These aforementioned Reddit armies, like that was going to invade Area 51, got them.
Did they also prefer the later seasons of The Office without Michael Scott? Because that's also
they only like the last 2 seasons or season 9 of Scrubs. That's an equivalent. All right. Number 7. Their leaders claimed that low-fat yogurt tasted the same as regular fat yogurt, and the people revolted. There's a giant civil war. Yeah. This is bullshit! I will not live under this tyranny any longer!
Number 6.
I realize I've got a few food themed ones. Number 6 is
Are you hungry?
as a civilization, they couldn't make up their minds whether butter or margarine was healthier and just lost the will to live. None of this makes sense.
I do feel like that reverses itself like every other year.
Yeah, well,
Which one's better for
once a
you?
decade. You can basically set your watch to it. I don't know why you would set a watch for a decade, but you know what I mean. You can tell time by what the news is reporting on.
If the news switches their opinion on butter and margarine, you know it's the 2030s.
Happy New Year! Exactly.
Number 5?
Number 5. Once they popped, they could not stop.
Pringles took them down.
Yeah, I learned that Pringles doesn't use that slogan anymore. As of
Yeah,
last year, they retired it or something.
Really? Only of last year?
Apparently only 2022 is what I looked
Wow.
up. But
had
maybe
no
it
idea.
was like a slow phase out. Because, yeah, I haven't heard it in like an ad for longer.
Yeah. I mean, I don't watch enough things that would have Pringles ads, but I've also
Yeah.
like just never seen it on the can or anything. So
True. All
Number
right, I got
4.
another food-themed one. Maybe
my
I was
God.
hungry. Number 4. They ate Kit Kat bars without breaking them into pieces and were instantly punished by the gods.
Oh, that is
It just took a big chomp. Oh man, just struck
that is
down.
a crime. That is a crime
that
against
is-
humanity.
What's a Pokemon god? Arceus? Just
Yeah.
cursed them. Boom.
Yeah.
Dead.
Number
3. Number
3.
3. They tried to set the world record for the largest game of Jenga, and it got so tall that when it eventually fell, it destroyed the city. Death by Jenga.
That sounds like I don't know. I was gonna make some. I lost it. Never mind. Number 2. I'm really good at this.
Number 2. They started doing the Macarena and couldn't figure out when to end. They just did it forever and died.
The
Starvation.
song didn't end.
No, because it loops.
Does it?
Yeah, Macarena loops.
I
You
didn't know
can just do it forever.
Did you know that song is about a woman cheating on her? I don't know if it's boyfriend or husband, but male life partner while he's away at war.
That is what I've heard.
Yeah.
But the lyrics are like, maybe a Spanish speaker can help us with this one. But I've heard it's about the man's away at war so she can fool around. And that's what they're singing when all the little kids at the wedding are doing it.
Classic songs where no one actually listens to the lyrics.
Oh, exactly.
It's like
that's
the Pina Colada song. No one knows that it's about two people looking to cheat on each other and finding themselves in the personal ads. In the newspaper.
Yes. Yeah.
No one knows that.
What is that song actually called? I don't remember now, but yeah. The Escape song or something.
Escape, yeah. It's
Yeah.
the Escape song.
All right. And number 1. Are you ready
one.
for this? This is gonna hit a little close to home for you, Kellan, I think.
Oh god.
They tried to delay a Pokemon game for performance improvements.
No,
See what happens?
How could they?
See what happens when you do it. It's not that simple, people.
Game Freak would implode, literally.
Civilization would end.
Kaboom.
Pokemopolis is gone because of it.
Now it makes sense. It makes so much sense. Japan would blow up if they did that.
Exactly.
Okay.
They don't want to be at the bottom of the ocean with a giant alakazam.
Yep. I've my opinion on performance issues in Pokemon has been swiftly turned around then.
Yes, I hope that this
So thank
has
you for that.
converted others and that you go straight to Reddit and confess your sins. We were wrong about the shitty looking trees. They're worth it.
Yeah, and make sure to cite the podcast so that we get free advertisement.
Yes. To Kill A Delibird, bringers of truth and justice. Through lies, I guess, though, because I just made all that shit up.
No, what? What are you talking about? No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. I consulted experts. I did my own
Yeah,
research.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
You're not a sheeple. You did
Use your own brains.
Use your brains, people.
Is that
Yeah.
Oswald, the scientist?
Yeah.
From the Clefairy episode?
That's my conspiracy theory voice now.
It's a great conspiracy theory voice, because I do think, I know this isn't what he sounds like, but I think of the Ancient Aliens meme guy when I hear that voice. So,
All right. Let's talk some Pokemon episodes.
yeah, let's get
shall
into
we?
the episodes.
We are inching ever so close to the league. So much
they're
so, in
teasing
fact,
us.
that actually next week we're hitting the league, which is
Oh.
very exciting.
Oh, Well, we're not there yet. We got this last little stretch of filler to
A
push
little bit of
through.
filler to go
These
through.
these episodes are not bad.
They're not bad.
They're not that memorable.
I like the first one a lot.
I like the first one. Yeah, me too.
The
Me too. I
second
like
one
this
is
Pokemopolis one. Yeah,
but Bad to the Bone is fine.
Bad to the Bone is fine, and
It's not
for
a
such a
bad
good
episode.
name too.
Yeah. Anyway, so episode 74, Ancient Puzzle of Pokémopolis. Let's jump into it. Ash is finally doing some training for the league. He's training against Brock and Vulpix. Pikachu versus Vulpix as Misty fishes. The narrator says, hey, look at this. Ash is training, but you know what? Something's probably going to disrupt this pretty soon.
The narrator loves to knock Ash down a peg.
Mhm.
You notice that?
Yeah.
He might as well be like, see, this lazy fuck can actually move his ass.
And so Brock has Vulpix use agility in this training session, which, can you guess where I'm going with this?
Yes, because I read it on Bulbapedia. Vulpix could not use agility until Generation 8.
8, which is a long time.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So that's not how it works in the games moment.
Mm-hmm. Original Japanese, I believe, this is supposed to be quick attack.
Oh,
we're
there
not
you
judging on the Japanese. We're judging on the dub, baby.
In the original Japanese, they peered into the future and knew what would come true.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so Jigglypuff's here. She just jumps in.
Yep, pokes out.
Pikachu and Vulpix are directed to deflect their attacks away from Jigglypuff, and
because they
so,
will kill the poor Jigglypuff, who is not a Pokemon apparently.
And in doing so, they direct it into a nearby mountain, which causes a big explosion that a group of nearby researchers take note of. And
a crazily disproportionate explosion. Did you think? Like it was like strange. It was like a nuke went off.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Pikachu and Vulpix playing around.
Yeah. And so Jigglypuff runs off. Jigglypuff's gone. That was a very quick appearance of Jigglypuff, as the attacks have uncovered some sort of ancient temple.
Oh, yes.
And in the ruins of this ancient temple, Brock finds a golden butt plug.
Oh my god, you nailed it. I was like, how are we going to describe this thing? It's golden, but with like a cougar print on it. It's got arrows on two sides and then like a little moon-shaped button in the middle. But yeah, it's just a butt plug. You're right. The button turns it on. It actually vibrates as well.
Yeah, it's got a little remote for inconspicuous use.
Right, they sell it online and they'll label it as something else to you know,
cat food.
Yeah.
Now you're ordering cat food
for privacy.
Yeah. So yeah, Brock finds this butt plug thing, and it is immediately snatched by some girl who runs back to who she calls Professor. I don't think we ever get a name for this guy. He's just the Professor. So she takes like all the credit for finding this thing, while the gang is like, hold up.
So there's a big gang of researchers who are coming in. And they're all in that, like, stereotypical archaeologist outfit, which is, like, plaid colored, you know? Yeah, like, shorts and, like, a little hat.
Yep.
This main woman, who's kind of the main character, the character of the week, her name is Eve. She looks like Erica, the gym leader, but in archaeology clothes. And she has a French accent.
And she's from France.
That's Quebecois.
And she's all... baguette.
Oh my god. Her accent is like very smooth.
Yeah.
Wispy,
it's very, very whispery. Yeah, it's breathy and the only French accent I can do is the baguette.
That would be funny if you replaced all of her lines with these like horribly stereotypical
raspy,
like Pepe Le Pew grunts.
Chain smoker.
Right.
So yeah, she's taking all the credit for this, but the gang is like, we found it. It's ours. She's like, no, fuck you. I found it.
Well, she's very used to being an academic. This is like the students did something, and then she's like, Professor, we made a discovery. The scholarly we.
But apparently they've been looking for whatever this thing is for so long. They've been on this search. It's the new Indiana Jones movie, Indiana Jones and the Golden Butt Plug.
Indiana Jones and the search for the Golden Butt Plug. I love it. They can't be worse than the last couple.
Hey-oh. So, yeah, she gets all the credit for this. We don't know what it is, but they've been on the search for whatever this thing is. Meanwhile, Team Rocket is spying in, They want to go into this temple thing and search for things. They call it a veritable vault of valuables.
Yeah, I wrote that one
Fun,
down. Triple
fun
V.
alliteration.
Nailed it.
V for vendetta and veritable vault of valuables.
Yes, that's going to be the sequel to V for Vendetta. Elemore's working on it right now. We got good authority.
So inside one of their campers, the gang is looking at like this ancient Psyduck statue. And
so Eric is basically sharing the goods. Like, these are things we have found while we were excavating. This is the statue that they worshipped, and it looks like a Psyduck. Yeah,
they're talking about ancient civilizations worshipping Pokemon, and Brock says if they worshipped Psyduck, they weren't hidden, they were lost. Oh, got him.
Also, totally unfair, Brock. Psyduck has saved your ass how many times now?
True.
Psyduck is worth worshipping. Like, he turns into a Superman.
Yeah.
A super duck.
And so they start talking about Pokemopolis, the lost city.
Ooh.
That's in the episode title.
Oh, they said the thing. They said the thing. And Misty has heard that it was destroyed in a storm, which was not on my top 10 list.
No,
so,
that's boring.
I don't know where she got that from.
And so the professor has now found a spoon that is made of the same material as the butt plug. What could this spoon be about? we don't know. And so we also have learned the name of this woman. This is not Erica. This is Eve. Yeah. Eve, the archaeologist. The academic archaeologist. We learned that she is a doctor, and the gang is like, whoa, you're too young to be a doctor. And so the professor explains it. She was an expert in the field by 6 years old and got a PhD at 8. What a fucking tryhard. Am I right? Jesus.
Casual tryhard.
Yeah. And wrote a best-selling book about Pokemopolis theories at 9 years old.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
But she's very, like, humble about her achievement. She's like, no, stop. We don't have to talk about that. As she's waving this spoon around, which makes the butt plug glow.
Right. Yeah, so the
artifacts
are connected.
And so she shows a stone tablet to the gang. It says a lot of things, but I didn't write it down because I couldn't understand half of it, honestly.
Beware the two great powers of destruction. The shadow of the dark device will grapple with the prisoner of the unearthly urn. The sacred city will be no more as day is swallowed up by night. Darker still for you when the return to lay waste to the world, but no human knows the secret to soothe the powers and guide them back to the shadow world.
There you go.
How's that
That's
for
what
a
it
sweet
said.
sentence?
Yeah, wild.
I was like, oh, that's metal as shit.
Like, no, it's rock. It's on a stone tablet.
Oh, burn, haha. Okay,
ha.
Those could be like lyrics, though. Like, can you imagine it? Like, just the guitar start wailing. Beware the great two powers of destruction. The shadow of the dark device will grapple the prisoner of the unearthly urn.
Please don't write music.
Well, I didn't write that. I just was inspired.
No one understands what this tablet is saying, which is my favorite trope in media, where the prophecy that they've uncovered is like so basic and easy to understand, and everyone's like, what does that mean? And the prophecy's just saying, like, go to this spot at sunset and the thing will happen. And they're like, that's too complicated. I don't know what they're talking about.
When the full moon strikes the lake, the path will be revealed. And they're like, what? What the hell? What's a full moon?
What the fuck's a lake?
What's a path? So Ash is like, well, I get it. Like, he's trying to act smart, and he was like, well, we don't. It's a mystery.
No, you don't. It's a mystery.
Brock is horny on Maine already. He's saying, let's start digging. He just wants to, like, and he doesn't even know what's going on, right? Like, he's just like, oh, Eve likes a thing, let's do it.
Yeah. So he wants to start digging to solve this mystery. Meanwhile, we cut to Team Rocket for 5 seconds where Meowth says he wants to live in a civilization that worships Pokemon, and he gets promptly beaten up for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're back to the RV. Everyone's sleeping. The butt plug starts glowing again. The spoon jitters. Team Rocket hides in a bush. These are all things that are happening. They do their motto. They do it very sneakily.
So, okay, when they're in bushes, they're not just in bushes. They're have
holding
become,
little bushes.
I have become Bush.
Yeah.
The bringer of disguise.
Yeah, so they do their little motto. Nothing changes, really. They just kind of stop it halfway through.
Yeah.
But Jesse is determined to go very deep into this temple and find things that are the most valuable. And how she's going to do this is use Arbok. Arbok's going to burrow underground, get into the temple, come out with something valuable.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start dreaming about what they're going to do if they get super valuable stuff and become rich off of it. James is going to pay back the boss what he owes him.
Oh, smart.
And Jesse's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Don't do that. Why would you do that?
Yeah, she's like, you don't have to do the decent thing. And James is like, what, I can make myself the boss? Ooh. And then they just start making Mexican food themed puns. Okay? James is like, I'll be the big enchilada. And Jesse goes, the top tamale, the king quesadilla. And Meowth calls them power hungry. And they keep going. Like in the background, they're like, the grand guacamole. The number one nacho. Like,
and then Arbok returns with something. He returns with this little black thing that makes him disappear. He gets overcome by like this red light thing, and he suddenly has disappeared. It looks like a little dumbbell, kind of.
Yeah, a little black dumbbell.
And it starts walking towards Team Rocket and freezes them in place.
Ooh, and then there's like footprints on the ground. So we're kind of led to believe, there's like something invisible there around, I guess, these glowing black balls. Team Rocket runs, frozen in place. Meowth says they're catatonic. Oh, what's going to happen next?
Well, the group come across it.
Now it's daytime. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the dark device, as mentioned in the stone tablet.
Great naming. Hey, it's shaded dark, and it's a device.
Beautiful. It's perfect.
Oh, beautiful.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And so the professor gets trapped inside of the dark device, and everyone starts to run. It freezes all of the researchers and archaeologists and takes them into wherever it is. And the gang and Eve have made it to the camper, but the butt plug glows again, and everything starts to float.
Yeah,
the camper.
They're in like a 70s, 80s ghost movie now. All the objects are floating in the air.
And then we see the dark device turns into this giant Gengar.
Mm-hmm.
This massive ass Gengar. Ash clocks, this thing can't be real. It's too big. Last time I saw a Gengar, it was smaller than I am. Which, that's a fair assessment.
Yeah, and that's a Tower of Terror reference, our favorite episode.
The best episode, according to the folklore.
This is kind of great, though, because then Ash pulls out the Dex to see what it is, and the Dex is like, it's a Gengar.
Yeah, this is a Gengar. This
Ash,
is a thing.
This can't be a Gengar. The Dex, it's a Gengar.
It's a Gengar.
I love those moments. They're so stupid. We also get a view into where Team Rocket and the Professor, and those people are. They're inside some kind of shadow realm within the Gengar. Yeah, and they're trapped there. The Professor says we must be inside the dark device, and James goes, I'd rather be at Miami Beach. Now, you've said before that there's fan theories that James is a member of the gay community. And is this their evidence? Miami Beach is known for having a flourishing a gay bar scene. It's also where the movie The Birdcage takes place, I believe.
Ah.
Have you seen The Birdcage?
I have not.
Oh, you'd love it.
Yeah.
I've
seen.
It's a Robin Williams movie.
Oh,
comedy.
I should watch it then.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's hilarious.
Well, I'm gonna go on a limb and say that's probably not the key piece of evidence in that theory. But alas, so they're all inside this Gengar because apparently Gengar has a vor fetish.
Oh, gross. What is with you this episode? The golden butt plug, Gengar's vor fetish. This episode is bringing out a lot in you. This is like a Pornhub categories explosion.
We also didn't describe that this Gengar, this giant Gengar, has like some markings on it. Like it's not just a purple Gengar. It's got all these like beige, yellow.
Yeah, it has Jim Bro tattoos.
Yeah.
It's just got some bicep tats.
So the Gengar now is starting to grow even larger. And we cut to Oak. Oak, from his lab, spots the storm heading in. And in this shot, he's got Ash's other Pokemon with him, Grabby and Muck. And Muck is a tiny little guy. What happened to Muck? He's this small little dude.
I saw that on Bulbapedia. I noticed that and had no memory of that. So did you catch that organically? Because that's impressive.
Yeah, I noticed that Muck was tiny.
Huh.
He's a tiny little guy.
Can he? Do you
Wild.
think he can like compress and expand? Like maybe that's
Maybe.
how he sleeps.
Oh, he
It's
can.
really compact.
Muck can learn the move minimize. So
Oh, maybe
possibly.
he's
Yeah.
training. He's using
Yeah, there you
minimize.
go. So Gengar is gonna walk off towards Pallet Town, and Ash is
Hmm.
like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, we have to stop this thing." Eve is like, "No, no, 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 no! You can't do that. It's way too powerful." Ash is like, "Oh, it's going off to my hometown, so I'm gonna do something about this." He runs off. Misty and Brock follow him. Eve's gonna head back to the camper to try and figure out this mystery.
Now this was a mistake, obviously. If you've got 4 people, you don't go 3 and 1. You
Yeah.
go 2 and 2.
If I learned anything from Scooby Doo, it's always split up in numbers.
There you go.
Yep.
That's
And
why
so,
that's why Shaggy and Scooby are together all the time.
yep, because Fred just wants to be with the girls.
It's Fred, Daphne, Shaggy, and Scooby, and Velma just goes like whichever
No,
will take
it's
her.
it's Fred, Daphne, and Velma always, and then Shaggy and Scooby.
Oh yes, right.
Yeah, come on, get your Scooby Doo knowledge intact. Come on, what is wrong with you today?
I think Velma was always my favorite. I think she can do what she feels like. You know what I mean? Because she's the smart
Jinkies.
one. She's the smart one.
Yeah,
Fred
yeah,
is
that
Fred
is
is
her character
the
trait.
weird handsome cokehead. Okay. Daphne is she likes fashion. What the hell was her thing? I don't even remember.
She was rich,
Rich. Oh. I love how like money could be
and
like
she
a
was
personality trait.
she was always the bait in the plans. She was
Right.
always the one that were like, okay, the monster's gonna grab Daphne, and then we lure the monster into this position.
Oh, so she's supposed to be like a 1920s starlet, and this is like King Kong, right?
Sure.
Yeah, and then Shaggy, and Shaggy is the stoner, and
Yeah.
Scooby is a dog.
And they always mess up the plan, but messing up the plan always ends up catching the monster. And then, oh my god, it's Mr. Jenkins.
Well, they usually mess up the plan by like making giant sandwiches.
God, I need to watch more Scooby Doo. I need like
Yeah.
watch the original stuff. We'll do that after Pokemon.
The classic
We'll do Scooby Doo.
cartoons. I would do
Yeah.
classic Scooby Doo. Yes, that would be really fun.
That would be. Anyway, back to Pokemon. Where were we? Gengar's big, Pallet Town. Yeah, so Ash goes off after it. So do Brock and Misty. Brock sends Onyx out against this Gengar to go underground and block Gengar, while Ash has Pidgeotto Gust to try and slow it down. And Gengar traps Pidgeotto inside. Fucking poor Pidgeotto, man. Never gets the
Yes.
spotlight. And when Ash finally decides to use it, she gets eaten.
Something about the animation of Pidgeotto inside Gengar with them is kind of amusing, though.
It's great.
Because he's kind of large, seeming, and definitely phased. And Jesse hits us with a beautiful sentence here. Can't you battle better than that, you bumbling bird brain? I'm not getting stuck in the stomach forever. Isn't that a nice sentence, sounding wise? Has a good
Team
sound
Rocket,
to it.
Team Rocket loves their alliterations as well.
Oh
as
yeah,
their puns.
they're poets. They really
Yeah.
think about how the words they say are gonna sound.
So Onyx emerges from the ground now, goes to bind the Gengar, and I noted like anytime Onyx is the only one on screen, or he's on screen with the human characters, he looks massive. But put him
Oh,
up
yeah.
against this Gengar, and he is this piddly tiny little guy. It's
I,
like a
I also
worm.
think that Onyx is the kind of character that they take some liberties with its size, and sometimes
Yeah.
he will feel like he's the size of a mountain, and other times he's like just like a little bit bigger than a person. He's
Oh.
like there's
Well,
like a lot
Onyx-
of range.
Onyx's Pokedex height is 28 feet, so
Hmm.
it's pretty fucking big.
That's tall, yeah.
Yeah,
But is
And
that
that would
that's
be-
28 feet long though?
that would be
probably,
length,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
from head to tail. But
Still-
I mean, like that's
long.
still big, even when it's a little coiled up. It's still fucking huge.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, Onyx tries to bind this thing, this Gengar. He gets promptly eaten, and then
Yeah, it doesn't
Gengar
work at all.
Gengar turns to the gang, and then the butt plug starts
Oh.
to glow again back in the camera.
Oh, yeah, and Eve looks possessed. Her eyes are glowing too.
Yeah. Because the gang has ran away from the Gengar back to the camper. Yeah, Eve is possessed. She's just floating there with all the other objects. When suddenly the butt plug breaks from the little glass enclosure that they put it into. It connects with the spoon. There were 2 pieces of a puzzle. That's the Ancient Puzzle of Pokemopolis. It's
Well,
a very
and
easy,
since
very
you've
easy
been-
puzzle. 2 pieces
Since
is not hard.
you've been referencing, sex toys with all of this, I didn't think butt plug, but at this part, the spoon and the artifact do have a fairly
Penetrative
genitalic
relationship.
yeah, penetrative relationship. That's a good way to put it. Yes.
So this giant glowy light emerges. The device kind of flies off. Eve is left out, is taken out of the trance. She's okay.
hmm
And then this spoon butt plug device turns into a giant alakazam.
To which we get another one of my favorite
What's
stupid
that?
Ash detective moments. No. He goes, "Is that a Kadabra?"
Right.
You're close.
Almost. One
Almost.
stage off.
Misty goes, "Ala Colossal."
Whoa. Have we seen Alakazam? I think this is the episode debut of Alakazam proper.
Have we seen Alakazam? You know, I
I
kind
don't
of
think we've
thought so, but you're right. I don't know because it was
I don't think we've seen it in a
Kadabra's
featured
with-
role.
Yeah, I don't know if we have. That's a good point.
So Alakazam is the evolution of Kadabra. It loses the markings on its chest and head, grows a longer mustache, and has 2 spoons now.
Right. It's a second
pretty much it.
spoon. Dual
Yeah.
wielding Ben and Jerry's time.
Hell yeah. Same mood.
Yeah. Yeah, vibes. So Alakazam can shoot this giant Alakolossal. That is a good name, Misty.
Mhm. Who also
shoots-
has gym tats.
Right. This just bursting Instagram gym bro, right? Who's gonna teach you how to get buff in 10 days.
Sponsored by
eating nothing
Haagen-Dazs.
but horse meat.
Yeah.
Shoots these like dark energy blasts. When they hit the ground, they basically make coral reefs.
Yeah, I have no idea what the hell this was.
I don't know what that was. It isn't explained, but Alakolossal is the key to repairing the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. Let's get him there.
Let's get him down there.
Start making this coral.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing up around Pallet Town, but Australia needs you, Alakolossal.
So yeah, he creates these weird rock coral formation things. Gengar licks at him. They start to just kind of fight. Alakazam teleports.
Lick
and
is
they
a
kinda,
Gengar attack. He isn't just like
that is a
making out
move.
with it.
Yeah, that is a move. Yeah, Alakazam teleports away, and then they start beaming at each other.
Yeah, they start
Doing-
Dragon Ball Z and back and
Yeah,
forth.
and they connect beams, and then it
They
suddenly
cross swords.
They cross swords. It suddenly hits Eve. These are the creatures the tablet was talking about. Oh my god, we
the
figured
two
it
great
out.
powers of destruction, the shadow of the dark device, etc. She basically just rereads the prophecy. She actually doesn't even change anything. She just rereads the prophecy, but now it makes sense to her.
They are the ones that destroyed Pokemopolis and will
Oh.
now destroy them.
But this
Oh,
is just a
God.
theory. It's not
Just a
proven. Do your
theory.
own research.
Just a
We think it
theory.
was a giant pot of chili, but whatever.
And so Ash, in his Ash Infinite Wisdom,
Yeah.
he goes with his favorite ways. These are Pokemon. I'm gonna try to catch them.
Yeah.
Okay, Ash, you try that, and he did. And the Pokeballs he throw get blown up.
Yeah, they actually explode.
Yeah, Alakazam and Gengar
Alakazam and
stop.
Gengar blow them up.
They just stop fighting and just tilt their heads towards Ash, and they're like, "Nah, fuck you,
Not today.
not
Boom.
today."
So the gang and Eve are then frozen, right?
Yeah.
They're shocked.
Pikachu has
Alakazam and
run
Gengar
off.
see them. Pikachu's free though. The rest of them are frozen by the monster stare. Pikachu's free, jumps into the lake and thunder shocks, which actually does hurt the beasts and the people inside of Gengar.
Yeah, and it breaks the spell on the gang, causes them to unfreeze.
However, it did not hurt them enough. It just pissed them off.
Now they're after the gang.
Yeah,
And
and it's just blasting everything. It's a
Yeah.
kaiju nonsense battle now.
And nobody knows what the secret is to defeating these giant Pokemon. When suddenly, Deus Ex Jigglypuff falls into frame. She's
Oh,
back, baby.
That was the joke you made. I thought you were going to say Chekhov's Jigglypuff.
It's both.
It is
I think
both, yeah.
It's more Chekhov's than Deus Ex, because we saw Jigglypuff earlier in the episode.
Right.
I wanted to make a different joke this time, based on film cliches.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's also funny if you just say the same thing so many times that
Mhm.
our audience feels insane. Right? That's funny, right, audience?
I will never tire of making Chekhov's blank jokes. It's hilarious, and if you disagree, you're wrong.
Chekhov's room temperature soup. Chekhov's bursting diaper. I'm just trying to see how weird these could get.
So Jigglypuff sings the giant Pokemon. The song causes the giant bell-like thing on the top of the temple, which we never described, but there's this giant bell on the temple entrance. The song causes that thing to start glowing, but the Pokemon aren't getting sleepy at all. They determine Jigglypuff's too small. Her voice isn't big enough to counter these gigantic Pokemon. And the Alakazam and Gengar, as they're fighting, they crash into the mountainside. Jigglypuff is standing on top, and she goes flying off again.
Right.
Blasting off again. We even get the little ba-ding.
But she's okay. She's not
She'll be
mortally wounded. Jigglypuff's too small, yeah. But she did trigger something here. The ruins are aflight now, and this bell from the ruins is in the air, and it turns into, well, it doesn't turn into, I guess out of it gets projected a giant Jigglypuff.
Who also has gym tats.
Right, a giant roided out Jigglypuff influencer.
Bigglypuff.
Oh, that's great. We got
As they called him.
Alakalossal
That
and
was
Bigglypuff.
great.
They don't give Gengar a pun name.
No. Gengargantuan.
Oh,
Come
you
on.
killed it. You nailed
Easy.
it. Come on, writers, hire us.
Pathetic.
Well,
Do better.
we will write new episodes of Pokemon for you. If anyone wants to hire us, we would do that.
So this bell that this Jigglypuff emerges from is just so happens to be her microphone, and Jigglypuff's about to sing us a very, very deep song in her
Right.
very deep voice.
So
Jigglypuff.
see, this episode's so metal.
Puff.
I want Jigglypuff to be. I want this Bigglypuff to be the lead singer of a band.
That hurt my
How cool.
throat.
Well, yeah, that's that. You gotta know the technique, as they
Gotta
say.
commit, yeah.
But yeah, she basically sounds like a whale. It's like
Yeah.
subsonic.
So she sings in this deep voice, puts everyone to sleep, including the Gengar and the Alakazam. And then, in classic Jigglypuff fashion, she gets pissed off. And in the best gag, one of the best gags we have ever seen, it is revealed that the top of this bell is the cover to a paintbrush.
Yeah, and she pulls it off and does the classic Jigglypuff thing, draws on everyone's faces. Now,
Incredible.
This is wild, actually. This has like lore implications that are blowing my mind. Is there something like genetic? Is there something like, what's the word? Like instinctual to Jigglypuffs, innate to Jigglypuffs that draws them towards microphone marker hybrids and drawing on people's faces? Yeah. Is this just like an instinctual genetic thing that Jigglypuffs possess?
I'm hoping we eventually see more Jigglypuff in the future that don't do this, because I would like to think that the Jigglypuff we know and love is a direct descendant of this giant
Oh,
Jigglypuff.
there you go. It's a lineage thing.
Yeah.
And our Jigglypuff is descended from Pokemopolis. Her ancestors avoided the chili and got out right before, but the rest of them were gone.
Fucking chilly. So later, everybody awakens. The trapped people inside the Gengar are all freed, and the giant Pokemon are nowhere to be seen. Team Rocket spot the gang. They see Ash. They're like, "Oh my god, it's him! We'll let you off easy this time, but don't consider yourself so lucky." And they go running off. They didn't fucking do anything this episode.
No.
Actually, no. They kicked off the events. They found the dark device. Team
Wow.
Rocket caused
We
all of
almost
this.
just said they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
They were the catalyst.
Yeah.
Well, Pikachu and Vulpix were kind of the catalyst. I don't know. Because
Yeah,
they
but-
found the golden butt plug.
Yeah, but without the dark device, the golden butt plug wasn't going to do anything.
Oh, right. so
So.
it took two.
Yep. So, yeah, they run off. I found it cute. Pikachu waves at them. I'm like, bye, we'll see you later. I'm very self-aware about it.
Yeah.
And so Eve theorizes that these devices, the dark device and the golden butt plug, were like the original concepts of primitive Pokeballs. We have been trapping Pokemon in devices for millennia, I guess.
Yeah, and that would mean that dark void that they're in is kind of like where Pokemon go, which is kind of sad.
Mm-hmm. A little bit.
Hmm.
And so the mystery has been solved, according to the narrator, but the biggest mystery is yet to be solved. Will Ash ever get around to training?
See, he always just has to rib Ash.
And that's the episode.
The
I love
biggest
the
mystery
narrator.
of all is, why does Ash suck ass?
Why is Ash such a fucking idiot?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so literary hour.
Ooh,
you
can I
know-
guess? Can I guess?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. I
um,
think you know.
I don't know, because I thought this was kind of wild.
Oh,
Jonah
never
and the
mind.
Whale. Jonah and the Whale.
Okay, roll with it.
They're trapped inside a giant creature. I don't know.
And they are fed to the Gengar to appease God and dull the storm.
And then they run all the way to the other end of the Gengar to get pooped out. That's how Jonah the Whale
based
goes, right?
on when you volunteer to give a book reference, have you noticed how they've been biblical stories?
Multiple Bible ones.
Very devout.
I don't know why.
Yes.
But it's funny, so I'm gonna roll with it.
I think it's amusing too. Yeah. Well, no, a mythological story of Atlantis.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that's the obvious one.
So civilization referenced in countless media, kind of referenced as classical mythology. But I'm looking at tvtropes.com and they kind of list an origin as the writings of Plato, which would mean that maybe he was the first one to write them down, but he was using them kind of as like thought experiments. So the actual origin of the story of Atlantis, I don't think is exactly clear. But yeah, it's a story of an ancient civilization that actually kind of had various great technologies and stuff, but then was lost or destroyed. And many of the reinterpretations of Atlantis have to do with hubris. So basically, that the civilization was too ambitious, right? Tried to be too godlike or something, and was either struck down by gods or kind of caused their own demise. So this would be stuff like what Krypton is to the Superman stories, right? Like they were too ambitious and ignored sort of the signs of defeat. Krypton's destroyed. We've got Numenor from Lord of the Rings lore. This is the ancient civilization of which Aragorn, King of Men, is descendant from. And Numenor was destroyed. I don't remember the exact lore of why. I know that they did interpretations of that in that new show, but I didn't watch that. So yeah, so Atlantis stories, which pop up in a lot of literature.
I can't wait until the episode where the gang has to build a boat and collect 2 of every Pokemon so I can compare it to Noah's Ark.
Yeah, or the episode where there's like a whole crowd of people and they need to feed them, but they only have like 2 fish and a few loaves. But they find a Pokemon with like cloning abilities, called Jesusmon, who feeds the crowd.
Or the episode where they stumble across an apple tree and Arceus himself comes down from the heavens to say, "Don't eat these apples, or you will suffer an eternal fate."
That's right. That's right. Or the episode where Ash takes Pikachu up a mountain and God asks Ash to sacrifice Pikachu to him, but he says, "No, I can't do that." But he's gonna. But then God is like, "No, JK, you can keep Pikachu."
Or the episode where Brock learns that all of his horniness is kept within his hair.
He's shaved at night by Team Rocket, and he's just like a good functioning citizen after that. They shave him, and he's just like SpongeBob in that episode. He's like, "Hey, how are you?"
Oh man, we could do that for an hour. That's fun.
We know too many Bible stories.
Oh man, okay. Should we rate this episode?
Yeah, let's do the 4 posts.
Okay.
This is the plastic ping pong picture of objective rankings. We're gonna pull 2 categories at random, rank the episode based on that. Kellan, give that picture a whirl.
First category,
ASMR.
First category for the Ancient Puzzle of Pokemopolis will be the world's worst detectives.
Ooh. So these would be those Ash moments we were calling.
Is this a Kadabra?
Is this a Kadabra? Right, that's the one. There's the one where Ash like pretends that he understands the
that's a funny one.
riddle, but they don't know what he's talking about.
I mean, in a way, they're kind of good detectives because they uncovered this ancient city.
Kinda. The other moment I liked that falls under that, I think, is when Ash is like, "That's not a Gengar," and the Dex is like, "It's a Gengar."
This is a Gengar.
Yeah. So those were pretty good. Those were the kind of trope I think of for that make me laugh along those lines. So I'll go with a 7.5.
Oh, Jesus, you're going decimals.
Well, I internally was torn between a 7 and an 8, so I'm averaging my own instinct.
I'm saying 7, so we'll do 7.25 for that. And second category will be Oh, I feel like we haven't had this one in a hot minute. Character of the day.
Ooh, Eve.
So that's Eve.
That's Eve. That's Eve. I like her actually.
She's a fine character.
Design wise, pretty safe. Like we said,
Yeah.
she just looks like Erica. So we gotta have seen this design before. So kind of penalized points for that. But so far when they do European accents, they're horribly cringy. And this wasn't bad. I didn't mind it, at least for a cartoon. It kind
It
of
wasn't
worked.
bad, no.
She is like a childhood genius, I guess is kind of her thing. And how she fits into the actual story of the episode is decent, right? Like she's kind of guiding us through the mystery.
Yeah. Yeah, she's got an actual backstory. She's there
Yeah.
for a reason.
Yeah.
That's
This
that's a
is the bar.
solid
Isn't
character.
that sad?
This is a decent character of the day. Only
Yeah.
thing is she's not particularly like goofy or funny, you know?
Well, she doesn't have to be, but she's not super memorable, and I also think it's because her design is kind of recycled. It kind of
Yeah.
adds to that. So I'm kind of landing on a 6, maybe.
I was gonna say 7 again, so 7 and 6. 6.5. Oh god, what's that between? 6.875
There you go.
for the Ancient Puzzle of Pokemopolis. Better than last week's final episode, which got a 1.66.
That was the Bruno one?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
All right, let's jump into episode 75. Bad to the bone. We open up. Ash is finally going to train. We're going to train for the Pokemon League, right?
But he's cutting it tight. Apparently, it's like about to happen. He's going for some last minute advice from Oak because it says, Oak, what should I do? And Misty's like, quit now. And Oak goes,
Yeah, Oak yells at him.
Yeah.
He's like, you have not done anything. You should quit right now. You should not bother going to the league. But if you are going to go to the league, you should probably go now.
You should not pass go. You should not collect $200. You should
Straight
go
to jail.
directly to jail.
Yeah, so they leave and they're off to the league.
Well, Ash's mom said goodbye to them.
Oh, right.
She
right.
thinks that Ash trained more than he thinks he did, and I think that Ash's mom is very wise in the sense that she kind of sees how it all fits together. Like training can come in different ways, and basically she's trying to tell the viewers all of this filler wasn't wasted.
This is the training
These episodes were fine, she says.
So yeah, they're off to the league. They're wading through this very, very tall grass when they are ambushed by a samurai man.
Well, a wandering Ronin. He basically, I think he's supposed to be like Rurouni Kenshin for you manga and anime enthusiasts. That's kind of what he looks like. Different color scheme, but very similar outfit and hair.
So this guy is named Otoshi, and he challenges Ash to a battle.
He has this really like choppy way of speaking. Okay, like I don't even think it's an accent. He just says that's how he talks. I don't know. It's like stilted.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, the winner of this battle gets all of the losers' badges. And so Ash declines. He's like,
all the badges on the line. And Ash goes, you crazy.
You wild, man.
Yeah.
But Otoshi challenges Ash's ego. He's like, but if you lose in the league, your badges are worthless anyway. So why not lose them now instead?
Mm-hmm.
And this speaks to Ash. He's like, okay, bet. I'll fight you.
Yeah, fuck it. I don't care. Ride or die. We're racing for pink slips today.
So it's going to be Marowak versus Bulbasaur.
Ooh.
This is the first time we're seeing Marowak.
Yeah, so we've met Cubone before, the Pokemon of which no mothers are alive, for they wear the skull of their mothers on their head. Very confusing how that exists.
There's a lot of very confusing lore in Pokemon. There's a Pokemon in Gen 2 that is hotter than the sun.
Oh.
And so how is anyone alive with this thing on Earth?
Well, their sun isn't actually that hot in the Pokemon universe. And most of the heat comes from that Pokemon.
True.
Ah.
Yeah, Marowak is like bigger Cubone.
Yeah, it's
and
bigger
the skull
Cubone.
and the skull has fused into the head.
Ah.
That's it.
Right.
I like Marowak.
Yeah, me too.
I actually really like Marowak.
Yeah, he's like a bone dinosaur, and basically he
underrated.
has a bone that he uses like a sword, which is
Did
cool.
you know that Marowak has an Alolan form that is like a baton twirler?
Oh, really? That's sick.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so that's the regional variants, and Alola's the Hawaii kind of realm, right?
Yeah, it's I'm trying to remember what the proper word is. Like it's a fire dancer. That's what he is.
Yeah. Oh, that looks sick. I just googled it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Anyway, that's Marowak. I like Marowak a lot.
Also, the name is interesting because it's clearly about like bone
Oh,
marrow, right?
Marrowack.
Bone
I never put
marrow,
that.
and he whacks you with it.
I never put that one together.
Really?
Yeah,
It's like a fairly literal name.
that's very true. I never claimed to be smart.
It's like if they called Farfetched Onion Smack. Marowak and Onion Smack.
So it's Marowak versus Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur goes for the tackle. Marowak dodges. Bulbasaur vine whips. And Marowak uses focus energy and then bone clubs the vines away.
So focus energy is used a couple times in this episode. What is it though? It's just him like chilling out. It's him gathering focus.
Focus energy in the games raises your critical hit ratio.
Ah, okay.
However,
Critical hits are the random chance of doing extra damage.
yeah, I think it's like 6.25% on a base, and then if you
math.
up it with like focus energy, I think it goes up to 12.5.
Oh wow, Kelly,
I think
you're really hitting me where it matters. Bringing the math.
However, that's how focus energy is supposed to work.
Ah,
In Gen 1, focus energy makes critical hits less likely.
what? There was like a glitch or something?
They fucked it up.
Oh my god.
I'm going to find the actual number on that. So it was intended to multiply the user's critical hit ratio by 4, but instead it divides the critical hit ratio by 4.
Oh wow.
They used the wrong symbol.
Yeah, how did that pass QA?
I have no idea.
That happened.
It was fixed for Pokemon Stadium though. Interesting.
Okay. But not yellow?
Generation. I don't think so. No, because then it wouldn't. There would be fuck ups with red and blue communicating with yellow. I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It wouldn't be able to. So anyway, that's focus energy. They fucked it up. So Marowak bone clubs these vines away and then runs in on Bulbasaur and does the classic anime slash.
Yeah, samurai strike. Very cool looking. Like just
very
like
neat.
Where he's like so quick and he slashes without you even seeing the slash and Bulbasaur's down.
Yep. After a while of standing there.
Right. It's like
It's like 10 seconds.
Wind blowing where we don't know what's gonna happen kind of thing. Yeah.
So yeah, Bulbasaur falls, and of course Ash is like, "Well, big red button time, Pikachu, go!"
And now we get a good stupid detective moment here. Ash goes, "Watch out for the Bone Club." Like, I think Pikachu saw. I think Pikachu sees that.
So Pikachu dodges a flurry of attacks from Marowak, and then Thunder shocks, and this kills Marowak, which it shouldn't because Marowak's ground type, but we've been
so it shouldn't even affect him.
It shouldn't even affect him.
Ooh, that's not how the games work.
Roy Bay. So Otoshi cries, and he's like, "I don't have any badges to give you." And they're like, "This was a scam?"
Also, this was weird that Otoshi only has one Pokemon. He doesn't, we find out later. But he just calls it here.
Well, I think his other Pokemon, as we'll see later, are weak as fuck. So
yeah, he's sad.
Yeah.
He knows it.
But he cries because he doesn't have the badges. They've been taken from him. This wasn't just like a complete scam. He worked hard for these badges. It
was a scam. It's just that he is in a desperate position.
Yeah. True. So yeah, he won them all with Marowak, but on the way to the league, they came across the classic trap, a pile of fresh fruit. And they're hungry, and they go to eat the fruit, and they fall into a pit, dropping the badges into Team Rocket's clutches.
Well, it's that classic trope of samurais loving fruit.
Is that actually a trope? I don't...
No, that was a joke. But you're like, well, Graham consumes so much Japanese media, maybe he knows something. But the samurais, questing the land for the greatest bananas.
Maybe they do. I don't know. So Ash empathizes with this. He says, "Look at the gym badges back." Brock's like, whoa, we're gonna be late for the league if we do that. And Ash is like, "I don't care. We're gonna help this person." And he flashes back to all of the gym badges that he's won. Look how far we've come. Not only Ash,
so far,
but us. Yes. We've come so far.
Long montage too.
Yep. So meanwhile, Team Rocket cackle at their success. Meowth and James, just Meowth and James, they're cackling. James is like, "Oh, let's see those badges one more time."
Oh, they're
and
relishing.
So Meowth's like, "You're right," and goes into the balloons, find the badges, and he's like, "They're gone. Someone took our badges."
And coincidentally, somebody took Jessie also. And they're like, "So what's going on with Jessie?" Well, apparently she had shopping to do in town. And James says he saw her with a package heading off.
She had a black rectangular box and a green bag. They're like, "Oh my god, it's Jessie took our badges. So we go to her as she's cackling evilly. She's always dreamed of competing in the league solo, being a solo artist, getting away from these kooks.
No more sharing the stage with those silly, sniveling, simpering stooges. From now on, I'll be a solo superstar. I thought that was a nice sentence.
And so Ash has had Pidgeotto. Second episode in a row for Pidgeotto.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go.
Let's go, baby. Has a Pidgeotto search for them in the air. She spots something, and the gang run in after the Team Rocket balloon. Has Pidgeotto pop it. They fall to the ground.
He pops it quickly. He's like, I've done this so many times. Yeah. Fuck this thing. He just zooms right at it. Boom! Takes it out of the sky. And it's, of course, just Meowth and James in the balloon. And they were looking for Jessie.
Yeah, and so the gang goes up to them. They're like, where are the badges? And they're like, we don't have the badges. Like, where are the badges? You gotta find the badges. Jessie's got the badges. We've been stolen too. Misty calls them liars or whatever. They're like, are you sure you don't have the badges? And I couldn't tell if this was supposed to be like a joke or something. James and Meowth are like really scared of what Misty's about to do. And then we cut to the next scene, and she's just cleaned out the balloon.
Yeah. I'm not sure either, but yeah, she's grabbed everything that Team Rocket owns, allegedly, and it's like spread it out. They're looking to make sure that the badges aren't in there. They're going through it all, and it's mostly just like junk, like weird knickknacks.
Yeah.
There's wax for Meowth's charm. He likes to keep the charm on his head nice and clean. James has photos of himself so that he can admire himself. Now, Bulbapedia, though, says this was actually changed.
These are trading cards.
The original was training cards, which would have been kind of cool.
But there's also Pogs. They have Pogs.
Wait, they don't say that, though, right? They just look like Pogs.
No,
they do?
Ash points out that he has Pogs.
Oh my god, I missed that. They actually mentioned Pogs.
Pogs?
Wow, that's
bottle
crazy.
caps and soda can tabs.
Wow. Do you all remember Pogs? Remember elf-themed Pogs? Those were the days.
Ah, the 90s. What a fantasy land.
Yeah.
Meowth finally tells them Jessie took the badges, and I feel like this could have saved a lot of time. But we also wouldn't have gotten the James has photos of himself joke. So I'm fine with it. And then this just causes Marowak to freak out. And Meowth translates. He's like, Marowak don't want to be your Pokemon anymore. You did all this training, and 2 days before the league, you lost the badges. And now he thinks it's better if you go your separate ways. And so Marowak runs off. Heartbreaking.
I also was like, for a moment, until because Marowak then eventually like hits Otoshi's hand out of the way and kind of takes off. Until that happened, I was wondering if Meowth was like lying, like telling them a story.
I think when it comes to translating Pokemon, we can take what Meowth says as face value.
He takes it seriously.
He takes that seriously. Yeah. A translator's job is very difficult.
Yeah. Well, there are very little bilingual like Pokemon to human language speakers.
And I don't think there's dictionaries for that.
So. No, he's one of a kind. Yeah, I don't think you can find Pokemon on Duolingo.
So the gang vows to find Jessie and these badges. Team Rocket vow to find her before they do. And so we cut to Jessie. She's walking down a road in a disguise where she spots a trainer that's sitting on the edge of the road being like, wow, look at all of my 8 badges. Wow, these are so cool badges. In stilted dialogue. Gotta love it.
Yes. I don't know what's with this episode and stilted dialogue. This guy also, like, I thought he was Otoshi at first. And then I looked again and I'm like, oh, that's not him.
Yeah, I kind of thought this was like a setup.
Yeah, he kind of looked like him. I don't know.
So Jessie approaches this person, and they're like, oh, let's look at our badges. And so we look at Otoshi's badges and this guy's badges. And so many of these badges are different badges than what we've ever seen. Which, more credit to the theory, baby. I think it's more than a theory at this point.
Oh, it is more than a theory. It's I think it's almost safe to say it's canon in the anime. Canon.
At least in the anime.
It's not a game thing, but yeah.
But also, a lot of the badges we saw in Otoshi's flashback are not in his badge case. What's that about? Interesting. So from the balloon, James spots down Jessie, and he's like, I know that's Jessie. We have similar fashion sense. I recognize her in a disguise anywhere.
I've worn so many disguises with her that I know her style in and out. That's kind of funny. Especially since this was actually one of the few like effective disguises because she's covered head to toe.
Yeah,
like her hair's actually hidden for once.
So Jesse tries to steal this trainer's badges when James throws a smoke bomb in to distract them. And then we get the motto. And I
This is
think
great. This is
this
funny.
is great because they jump into the motto, and I think Jesse instinctively does the motto.
Yeah,
when the
that's
music starts
exactly what's
playing.
happening. James
Yeah.
starts it with he pops up, prepare for trouble, and she just has to do it. Even though she's hiding from them, she pulls off the disguise. The chant is just reflex. So she's revealed to them, and the trainer who she was about to steal from runs away.
She's like, "Oh, come on, damn it!"
I just can't
Shoot.
resist. And James accuses her of disgracing the disgraceful Team Rocket.
This hurts Jesse. This breaks her heart.
Right,
And she's been accused of this.
This shot of her like sad and ashamed did not have to go that hard. Why was it so cool? It was like a JoJo pose she strikes, and with these like thick comic book lines, I was like, this is cool.
So the gang and Otoshi find them as well. Jesse says she'll give back the badges if Otoshi beats her in a fight. And so it's going to be Otoshi's Doduo versus Arbok. And this is where we see Otoshi has another Pokemon who's not very good. Not very good. But before we see that battle, we go back to Marowak, who is still walking down in like
Trotting
the forest or
along.
whatever. Stumbles across a bunch of trainers and their Pokemon in a training session, and remembers the training he did with Otoshi. Like when Otoshi set himself on fire, or when they ate watermelon together.
Or when they trained under the waterfall.
When Marowak
This
got
scene
watermelon seeds all
is
over
like
his
in a
face.
rom-com, end of the second act, where the couple is fighting, and one of them runs to Central Park, and they see couples sharing ice cream, and it's playing like a cheesy romantic song.
And
then
you get the
they
flashbacks
remember.
with the vignettes of earlier scenes in the movie.
Exactly.
Oh, incredible. So yeah, he sees all this and he runs back to Otoshi. It's like, oh my god, how could I ever have done this to him? And so in the fight, Arbok is absolutely fucking decimating Doduo.
Oh, he's beating bird brains
Doduo
over
is
there.
getting destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
So much to the point Doduo is now confused and attacking. The heads are attacking each other.
Yeah, and it turns out when Doduo's confused, the heads will fight.
Yep.
It's just not a very cooperative being.
And so Jessie wins the fight, and she's like, "Oh, didn't I tell you? I'm gonna take your Pokemon for losing as well."
Oh.
And she goes to throw the ball when boom, a bone comes flying in out of nowhere. Marowak's back, baby.
And we get your favorite.
Yeah, the electric guitar theme rips in as Otoshi realizes Marowak has come back for him. You came back, Marowak.
And Marowak looks stoic as heck. Him and Otoshi just share a glance, right? A nice quick look that's like, I'm back, baby. And we get Marowak versus Arbok. Focus energy for Marowak, of course, again, versus Double Edge. And then just a bone club. Boom! Strikes Arbok. And then a bone meringue attack to end it, sends the Arbok flying.
And so James steps in with Weezing, and then Ash, of course, has to make this all about himself. Steps in with Pikachu,
Of course,
to blow him up.
Zaps Team Rocket. They run.
They try to run off in the balloon. They're flying off, but Marowak flings the bone at the balloon, destroying it, blowing it up.
And this part made me laugh. The balloon explodes. Like he throws the bone and the balloon exploded. I was like, what the heck?
And your good old cliches. The badge case falls right back into their hands, and so Otoshi asks Marowak to come back to him, and they'll go back to the league. Misty says something about this was fun, and Brock like actually commends Ash for being selfless and doing the right thing.
Yeah,
which was a nice moment between them. And so as they continue walking, they spot in the distance, it is the Indigo Plateau where the league is held.
Ooh.
The narrator says, tomorrow Ash will prove himself in competition, but today he proved himself a winner in life. And I thought, that's so kind and deep, incredible. And that's the episode.
That is the episode. So, literary hour. So Brock actually praising Ash there, I think, kind of solidified the main theme for me. And this is really kind of, I feel a little bit ashamed now. Not ashamed, I don't know what the word is. This is a weird coincidence.
Is it a Bible story?
That we did the Bible bit before. Yes, it's a Bible story. Since you have an extensive knowledge of Bible stories, you want to guess which one it is?
Oh, okay.
So it's about Brock's theme. It's about them stopping to help the stranger.
Let me think for a second. Is it one of the like curing the blind man or the man with leprosy?
Ooh, close. It is a parable.
I don't know then.
The parable of the Good Samaritan,
Ah,
told by
okay.
Jesus in the Gospel of Luke. There you go, Bible story. Where a Jewish traveler is beaten, stripped, robbed by hoodlums on the road. A Jewish priest sees him, walks by. A Levite, which is like an aristocrat, I think, sees him, walks by. Both supposed to have been like kind of from the same society as this man. Finally, a Samaritan who's actually from like an enemy. The two places are don't get along or at war. Even I don't remember. The Samaritan, who would be the last person to help this person, helps him. So it's this like, who is your neighbor? Well, it can be anyone at any time. So yeah, that was that kind of trope. I thought, or at least like that's what Brock kind of called out. The other trope we get here is this thing of basically when enemies or villains in a show or something devour each other. So basically, we're like a group that's supposed to be working together. It's them having some internal conflict that causes a lot of the plot to move forward. And this is in like every superhero nonsense thing ever. Like Star Wars has a bunch of this. Of course, my favorite Lord of the Rings does this. I'm
Dollar in
gonna
the
call
jar.
out. I'm gonna call out a movie though. Okay, that shows where a group that you think one side of a conflict would be united, but they are not. And that is from Monty Python's Life of Brian, okay, which is about, again, which is about Jesus times. Oh my God, we cannot escape Christianity this episode. This is crazy. This is not intentional.
To Kill a Delibird is my favorite Bible study podcast.
That's what we'll review next, the Bible. We'll go Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, and all the rest.
That won't cause tremendous problems.
Imagine those as like hype up arcs. It's like, we did it, folks. We're almost at the end of Genesis.
We're almost to Jesus.
You've been with us for the Mark saga, heading into Matthew. Okay, so I didn't even say what I was going to say about Life of Brian. So the Romans, are oppressing the Jewish people, and there's at least 5 rival resistance groups which have popped up, which are all competing. The Popular Front of Judea, the People's Front of Judea, the Judean People's Front, the Judean Popular People's Front, and the Campaign for a Free Galilee. And they're too busy infighting to get anything done. Just a very funny kind of political
Incredible.
joke, yeah.
Okay, we got one more thing to do today.
For poor, gonna take this to the randomness.
All right, first category for bad to the bone.
Bad.
Sweet sentences.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna go backwards through the episode because there were some that I liked. So Jesse's chance at stardom was stolen. James goes, don't mention stealing. So we've got the sounds, coming through. I believe there was a Meowth one that I wanted to call out. Oh yes. So when they're sort of reuniting with Jesse, when Jesse James and Meowth are reuniting, Meowth says, "We can be rottener as a team than as individuals."
And then Jesse's
that
like,
nice?
as long as I'm the rottenest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't
I
that
didn't.
nice?
I didn't write any specific sweet sentences for this one. The last episode had a few, but
And a
not this
few,
one.
yeah.
I think the sweetest sentence comes from the narrator at the
First
end
start
about
bow. Oh, you like that one?
Ash winning in competition or proving himself in competition, but proves that he's a winner in life. I thought that was nice.
Yeah, you like a sweet sentence that has sort of like a message or a moral.
Or like a philosophy to it.
Yeah, for some reason lately I've been
deep.
drawn to sounds. So I do like this one by Jesse that I said earlier. No more sharing the stage with those silly, sniveling, simpering stooges. From now on, I'll be a solo superstar. That was nice.
That's
that
good.
was a nice one. Is this a top sweet sentence episode? No. And like usual, Team Rocket carries it. So a 7.
I was thinking 5, so that's a 6.
Well, I give it an IGN 7, which is a common 5.
And category number 2, final category for the day, the antagonist likability. Now, that would just be Team Rocket, wouldn't it? Because Otoshi's not really the
Yeah,
antagonist.
it would be Team Rocket. Like, Atoshi is an antagonist for, like, 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Oof.
And in those 2 seconds, he's not very likable.
No, this is, well, I mean, Team Rocket is very likable. We love Team Rocket, so I don't know. I don't know how to deal with this one.
Yeah, and going through their junk drawer was fun.
Yeah, yeah.
I liked that. I'm saying 7.
I mean, I'll meet at a 7 just because I'm a little confused about this one. Love Team Rocket to the point of a 10, but I think Team Rocket being the antagonist is not interesting, so yeah.
All right, well, that is 6.5 for Bad to the Bone.
Bad
And
to the
that's
bone.
it for this week.
Those episodes reviewed decently well
Yeah,
for what
Yeah.
they were.
better than the movie.
You're never going to live that down. It'll haunt you. Like 40 years from now, you'll like wake up in the middle of the night and be like, we gave the movie a 5.5.
Ah, poor.
Yes.
You never cease to disappoint me.
Well, that's randomness for you.
Yep.
We slaughter a goat on this temple of randomness every week, and
Yep.
what does it give us back but a few fish bones?
All right, you want to know what we're doing next week?
Yes, tell me. We're at the league? Are we at the league?
We're there.
Oh my
We did
goodness,
it.
crazy.
We got to the league. Next week, we're looking at
Ooh.
episode 76, all fired up, and episode 77, round 1. Begin.
Oh, we're doing great, Kellan. Can you
Yep.
believe we got all the way to the league?
Can't believe it.
Can't believe it.
It feels both like we just started doing this like a week ago, and that we've been doing it for like 2 years
A
at
lifetime.
the same time. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, we're almost to the end of season 1, which is crazy.
Oh, this is exciting. We are having a blast. We're gonna hit the league episodes hard. Kellan and I were saying these are not going to be guest episodes. We're going to try to give them sort of that main attention and have a lot of
that
fun
focus
with
that
them.
they
Give them
need.
that focus. Yeah, exactly. So hopefully it'll be a bit of an event, just like the movie was. So definitely
then-
tune in for those. Going to be a blast.
After we're done getting through the season, we got a little special something we're planning. So stay tuned for that. I'm not gonna give you any details, but we got a little thing happening that we're looking to do, and it's gonna
Ooh.
be fun. It should be fun.
Absolutely. Okay, so give us a shout out about the episodes. Anything you want to contact us, you can leave comments on the Hydra Leech YouTube channel. You can also email us at tokillat.delibird@gmail.com. You can also find us anywhere fine podcasts are downloaded. Probably some places that shitty podcasts are downloaded too. We are on there also. Please, like, review, leave stars, blah, 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 all of that. Normal social media plug stuff. Intro and outro music is 80 Synthwave by Alexi Action. Anything else, Kellan?
No.
Well, cue bone or not to bone? That is the question. See you later.
Boo.